Is Monstera Standleyana rare? Monstera Standleyana can be considered somewhat rare, especially when compared to other more common Monstera varieties like the Monstera deliciosa. I remember when I first started looking for one, it wasn't as readily available in local plant shops or even some online stores. It took me a while to find a reputable seller, and even then, the prices were higher than I expected due to its scarcity. The hunt made finally owning one all the more rewarding, though. See more 67 species in genus Monstera at monsteraholic.com. How to propagate Monstera Standleyana? Propagating Monstera Standleyana is a pretty straightforward process, similar to other aroids. I usually take a cutting that includes a node and at least 1 or 2 leaves. After that, I place the cutting in water and wait for roots to develop, which typically takes a few weeks. Once the roots are a few inches long, I transfer the cutting to soil. I've found that keeping the soil consistently moist but not waterlogged helps the cutting establish itself more quickly. Does Monstera Standleyana fenestrate? Monstera Standleyana doesn't fenestrate, which is one of the distinct features that sets it apart from its more famous cousins like Monstera deliciosa. Its leaves remain solid without the characteristic splits and holes. This can be a bit surprising if you're used to the fenestration seen in other Monstera species, but I actually enjoy the sleek, glossy appearance of the whole leaves. It's a nice change of pace and adds a different kind of beauty to my plant collection. How to care for Monstera Standleyana? Here's a guide to keep your Monstera Standleyana happy and flourishing. Light. Bright, indirect light is ideal. Avoid harsh direct sunlight that can scorch the leaves. East or north-facing windows are good options. If using artificial lights, supplement natural light with around 12 to 14 hours of daily light using grow lights. Watering. Water consistently, but avoid overwatering. Allow the top inch or 2 of the soil to dry out between waterings. Stick your finger in the soil to check moisture. Water thoroughly until excess water drains freely from the drainage holes. Empty any water trays to prevent the plant from sitting in water. Temperature and humidity. Prefers warm temperatures between 65 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit, 18 to 27 degrees Celsius. Protected from cold drafts or sudden temperature fluctuations. Enjoys moderate to high humidity, around 60 to 70%. Here are some ways to increase humidity. Group your Monstera Standleyana with other humidity-loving plants. Use a pebble tray with water near the plant. Consider using a humidifier. Soil and potting. Well-draining, aerated potting mix is crucial. Aroid mix or a mix containing perlite, orchid bark, and cocoa coir are suitable options. Choose a pot with drainage holes to prevent root rot. Repot every 1 to 2 years as the plant matures, selecting a pot only slightly larger than the root ball. Fertilizing. During the growing season, spring and summer, fertilize once a month with a diluted balanced liquid fertilizer according to package instructions. Avoid over-fertilizing, which can damage the roots. Support in climbing. Monstera Standleyana is a climbing vine. Provide a moss pole or trellis for it to climb and grow vertically. You can train the aerial roots to attach to the moss pole for support and stability. Additional tips. Wipe leaves occasionally with a damp cloth to remove dust and improve air circulation. Young plants might be more sensitive to underwatering or lack of humidity. Monitor your plant for signs of pests like mealybugs or scale. Treat them promptly with insecticidal soap or neem oil solution if needed. Philodendron Cobra vs. Monstera Standleyana. I've had both the Philodendron Cobra and Monstera Standleyana in my collection. The Philodendron Cobra immediately stood out with its striking foliage pattern and compact size, perfect for smaller spaces. Its dark green leaves with silver markings added a unique touch to my indoor jungle, and caring for it was straightforward, needing just moderate light and occasional watering. On the other hand, the Monstera Standleyana has a more delicate appearance with its elongated leaves and intricate fenestrations. It grows vigorously once settled, but it requires a bit more space to sprawl compared to the compact Cobra. Both plants have their charm, but for a standout feature, I lean towards the Cobra for its bold visual impact. Monstera Standleyana albo vs. Aurea. The Monstera Standleyana elbow captivated me with its elegant variegation, creamy white streaks against deep green foliage, creating a striking contrast that instantly brightened up my room. Its growth habit was manageable, and it thrived in bright, indirect light. On the other hand, the Monstera Standleyana aurea charmed me with its golden hues, casting a warm glow wherever it grew. The aurea's leaves shimmered in sunlight, adding a sunny disposition to my indoor garden. Between the two, while the elbow's stark variegation initially caught my eye, the aurea's golden tones eventually won me over with their unique allure and brightness. By following these care guidelines, you can create a thriving environment for your Monstera Standleyana to showcase its beautiful foliage indoors.